This isn't just a Tahona tequila. This is Lost Lore's first ever Tahona release, and it tells you exactly where this brand is heading. Today, we're going to break down the Lost Lore Tahona Blanco, a tequila built on ancestral methods, intentional choices, and some bold agave flavor. As you know on here, Lost Lore is one of my favorite brands and one of my favorite stories of how Arturo and Sarah Lamas are bringing back their family tradition that was almost lost. And they're doing it with my friend Sergio Cruz at NOM 1414, where they make some of the best tequila out there. Now, their other tequilas have been made with a roller mill. So this is their first one where they're going to use the Tahona. The Tahona production is slower. It's more expensive. It's far less efficient than the roller mill. So when a brand chooses to make a Tahona as a release, this is something they're doing as a statement to show that they can make fantastic ancestral style tequila. Okay, let's talk about how this is made. Lost Lore tequila, always Highland Blue Weber agave. It's the only thing they use for this tequila. It's cooked in their brick ovens really slow, around 50 hours, so that even caramelization onto that agave. From there, stone Tahona wheel extraction. This isn't blended with any roller mill juice. This is just straight Tahona extracted. This is a unaged Blanco. It is bottled at 86 proof or 43 ABV. Tahona extraction keeps more fibers, more oils, and more minerals, which gives the tequila a richer texture with a deeper complexity than most of the modern Blancos. This tequila is made the hard way on purpose. All right, let's get it in the bottle. As you can see, not a fresh pop. I've already tried it. I purchased this bottle from the tequilashop.net. I was really excited to get to try this Tahona. I love Lost Lore's tequila, so I really wanted to see the difference in how their regular tequila tasted to this Tahona. It's worked out great. On the nose, you get cooked agave, you get fresh citrus, like a zest, maybe some lime peel. It's very earthy. You get that almost like concrete, wet concrete or earthy smell. There's also a lot of like a spice, maybe a cracked pepper. There's a light, it's like a herbal note, maybe maybe like fennel. It's very clean smelling. It's very agave forward smelling, which is really awesome. Okay, let's dive in. Great cooked agave. Nice white pepper. There's a lot of minerality. It has a really creamy texture. There's a little bit of that citrus, like oily citrus, those wet stone notes, that white pepper. It's not like really warm at 86. I would have never guessed it if I didn't know that it was a higher proof. The mouthfeel is really nice. It's really viscosity, oily. It's all the things you want from tequila. Let's do one more. Finish is clean. It has like a dry note to it, and then just lingering agave, it's cooked agave sweetness with that mineralities there, and a nice little pepper spice that kind of heats up a little bit in the back of your mouth, and it just kind of hangs on there, leaves your palate just kind of enjoying that. Sipping this neat is the way I would drink it. I'm sure if you like it over a cube, it'd be great for that too. It would really, make a margarita shine or a Paloma really shine using the tequila with this much agave flavor. Lost Lore Tahona Blanco didn't do this just as a trend. They were confident that this was going to be a really nice change within their production to create another bold flavored tequila, which they are fantastic at. They have so many different single barrels and all of these experiments in tequila that every one of them seems to be a winner, or at least they don't show us the ones that weren't. If you love a mineral driven Blanco that's a little bit higher proof, this one's definitely for you. If you enjoy tequila content that focus on how it's made and not hype, hit the like button, subscribe, drop me a comment, and tell me, are you team Tahona or are you team Roller Mill? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching my videos.